Floyd's Mayhem Garage here. Got something pretty exciting. I got some more stuff in the mail for the Daytona. I've been collecting a lot of the little parts. I've got some gaskets in. That's actually not the exciting part. I got those a couple of days ago. I got the gasket, which goes across the front side of the nose cone and seals that. I also got the fender gaskets, but more importantly, I got this. So for the front edge of the nose cone there is a grill. And I've been searching and I can't find the right pattern. Actually, I can. There's a guy selling it on eBay. It's just a big enough section of grill for the nose of the Daytona there. But it's like 165 bucks or something like that for a small chunk of metal with the right shape to it. But I found this stuff. I think it was $24. And it's the same pattern, except it's bigger. So I found this. And where the original Daytona, this is I think 1.5 inches. The original Daytona was a 3/4 inch hole and then narrower this way. So this is quite a bit bigger, but it has the correct look to it. And being that it was like $24 shipped, I went ahead and bought this. So it is aluminum, so it should bend pretty easy. But at the same time, it's also pretty thick, so it's pretty sturdy. The idea is I got to cut this to size, and I got to bend it in the center at almost a 90-degree angle to match up with the nose cone. So that's the plan, and I'm curious to see how it looks, because this is such a small area versus that smaller stuff that's supposed to be here. This is going to be quite a bit bigger. I'll have to kind of play with it. I may end up spending the money on the right stuff someday, but I'm thinking for now this is going to work. So, and then as well, I think something I need to do, I've got the surround for this, which is part of the Stinger package. It's the grill edge surround, whatever. Originally, this was a chrome piece that was flat, and this one is very, very rounded. So I'm not exactly sure it's going to fit very well. So I might have to, I got to at least bare minimum trim it up. But I may end up making my own grill surround, or I'm really not sure, because I'm not going to be able to make very good bends here. I mean, I have seen some people do it, but probably with tools that I don't have. So that is another thing I'm going to have to mess with on this. Otherwise, I might be able to, because this is pretty thick fiberglass, I might be able to trim and shape some of this and sort of get some material down and make this appear to be more flat. But that's something else I got to play with. So let's take a look and see what I can do. Well, that makes things a little bit easier. From point to point here to the outside edge is exactly 24 inches on this guy. So measuring from this edge over to here, we are 23 3/4 inches. So cutting here, and then I'll cut all the ends of these off. Those edges are pretty much perfect to fit within this thing. So I was kind of worried about that with these being such big open holes. I was hoping it wasn't going to fall in the middle of one of these and I'd have to trim them off kind of funny on one end and funny on the other, but it looks like they're going to be damn near perfect. So I'll cut all those off, and then I can actually take this and I'll trim all those off as well. And then I get a better idea of really which direction of which I need to pivot it. So it's going to have to be longer once I fold it to make it, you know, from this edge around also to this edge. So I'll have to figure that one out, but get this trimmed up and we'll look at it then. All right, held it up here. Looks like what we got. We're going to have 6 panels, and then I marked it 6 panels, and then I marked it all the way across, because I believe that's where I'm going to cut. Because holding this thing up here, it looks like we actually have a slight curve in this front edge here, but holding it up here, basically sitting perfect in the center and a little up on each end, you roll it forward, and we're going to be just past the center of this. So, and that's kind of on both sides. If we pull it back just a little bit, because basically if we go one up, actually, like so, I think we're going to be too close on the edges. Let me see. Let me hold this here. Yeah, we're going to be really on the edge of this if I go to this last center one. So I'm going to go one more down, and then that basically centers it right on the edge there. When that comes down, it's over the edge. So ideally, once I get that, I can bend it here, and then I'll have to trim up the ends on both sides as we flip it over, and we're looking good on the same edge over here. And then at that point I can trim it up and actually make it fit properly. So it'll basically be too long when I first do this, and then I can trim it up. I think I only need 5 spaces, but I'm cutting it to 6, and we'll go from there. And then as well, the way I want this, instead of bending it at the center of one of these, and these are going to be your highest points, I'm going to try to bend it on each one of these sides, which will give it a little bit of a curve. So it'll be bent on this side and this side. So I'll have one bar basically all the way across. That'll be my leading edge once it's folded into that almost 90 position. So I do have a middle brake now that I purchased. That's been making some metal work easier, so I think I can set this up and fold both sides of this the way I need to for that metal brake, I believe. We'll see. Yeah, we'll get this trimmed up and try to get this bent, and yeah, see where we go from there. Just holding this up here, so I know this material's too big, but just up here on this grill assembly, this actually looks, pretty good. And, probably to the average person, this is very strikingly the wrong size. But when you're looking at a whole car as a complete Daytona, same thing, the rear window being that Chevy Vega, there are going to be some small differences with this being a clone. But, at a car show or even, gas station, wherever, as a complete whole car, you're going to have a really hard time seeing differences such as this, or even recognizing them. So, as a whole picture, this is going to end up looking pretty good. So I'll probably stick with this for a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so interestingly enough on this stuff as well, the way they make this, it's actually stamped out of metal, so it's perforated. So it's a flat sheet, and they press the metal out. So that being said, there's a smooth side and then a rough side. So I'm going to want to end up folding this in a way so that the smooth side's actually out, and it'll give it a little bit better look when it's actually painted in on the car. So with that, we got my metal brake here. I tell you what, this was a sort of a cheapie just on eBay. It's really basic. I've just got it held down by vice grips right now. I don't even have it mounted to the bench, as my bench is currently a disaster. And it's pretty basic. You use it with a few more vice grips. You can clamp the metal down, do different things. And it is actually phenomenal how much it helps you with little pieces. Making replacement panels or little patch panels when you're doing rust repair and stuff like that. This little thing has been I'm really surprised how well it does, being so basic, if you will. But get this set up here. So I marked it on both sides so I know which one to bend on. That'd be terrible to bend the wrong one. So good old strong piece of metal. And usually, you can say, get this to one side, it bends it a little bit better, but being aluminum and so long here, I think we can just use it centered and it'll bend it just fine. So there and there. Something, I believe, like so. Okay, take this. And I'm wanting to make roughly a 90, so we'll do a 45-ish with this guy, and then move it one over, this guy up to that edge and to that edge. Alright, clamp that back down. So basically my edge that I folded it with, I folded it on both sides of that main support now. So it'll end up giving it a little bit of like a rounded edge, as well as that'll be the main front forward piece. Now hopefully this will bend that, which it's struggling a little bit to do it evenly. It's alright, we can straighten that out. And in fact we want to go a little bit more back, and probably adjust this just a hair. And make that 90-ish. Hold this guy back. Tighter. Okie dokie. And we're right at 90-ish. So nothing a few hand tweaks at that point won't be able to solve. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I don't know if, let's see. Let me see if I can get this to look good on camera. Yeah, you can see down that edge. It looks good. It's rounded. The only thing I think I might have a problem with, the originals appeared to almost have a curve in this direction. If that's the case, that's 100% not happening. And I'll just have to deal with this being straight, and we'll have to trim up the edges. But yeah, I think that should look pretty good. Let's go see how it looks on the car. Wow. I'm happy with that. Look at that, huh? Look at that. So, just by hand, I opened it up just a little bit more. We're not quite a perfect 90 degrees, but we're close. And we actually, to this edge and that edge, we do have a gap here, but I know our nose cone piece, or our trim piece, does not fit, absolutely perfectly. But yeah, to this edge, we squeeze this down. Fits good in the corners, gets closer there. We're tight over here, but man, look at that. That's not bad. I think I'm happy with that. And being aluminum, I could maybe, because I know I was telling you, it seems like it's supposed to have a curve this way, which it could possibly, I don't know, it almost seems like it's supposed to be straight too. This looks like it fits pretty good straight. But it makes some sort of jig with some angle iron and whatnot and see if I can put a kink on this, but I don't think I'm even going to try that. This is perfect. So, how's it look with the trim ring? I know the trim ring's too fat. Oh yeah, trim ring's way too fat. Yeah, I'm not too, this trim ring doesn't fit right. So you can see this inside edge. Pull the, this guy out here. We'll set this back on. It fits good without it, but it's supposed to come off of this edge here, and this edge. You set this on, and it completely covers it up. It's, it's under there, so this needs to be trimmed up. And so as this is like curved over, it's almost like this surface here. So they're flat here, and this surface here. This is like supposed to be the flat surface, and this whole edge in here is not supposed to be there. So I might have to, and of course this thing, it's got a bow to it this way. Out of all the pieces on this whole nose cone, it's like this is not even close. It's like they just guessed. I don't know. This one's weird. I might have to make something. Even if I make a piece out of some strap metal and just cut it and grind it and weld it and grind it in the corners, and then just paint it silver. Because I think it's supposed to be stainless, like polished, so because this is going to be painted anyways. Or, no, you know what? I'll have to look into these. These might be body color. Well, if that's the case, if these are going to be body color, or even if they're not, mine's going to be body color, possibly. I can just make one out of some strap metal, strap steel metal, and just make that. That might work, because without that, this looks pretty darn sharp. I am quite happy with that. That that's got a good look to it. Yeah, that's definitely going to require some more playing around. Let me try something. I got an idea here. Hold on. All right, here's my thinking. Just putting some masking tape on it. I had some gray stuff instead of the green stuff. Kind of gets you an idea. This is way too wide. I'd end up using thinner stuff, but I think this is 1-inch masking tape. It doesn't look that bad, actually. And being super flat, it's got the right contours. You know, that fiberglass piece on the fender here, it's basically completely rounded, and it's not supposed to be round at all. It needs to be flat. So I think running this, I need to do some checking. Like I said, I can either paint it silver and just roll with that, or go body color on this. And I don't think that would look too bad either. But doing something along the lines of that. Because actually, let me back up. No, these are supposed to be painted. This is supposed to be painted, and this, because I know these are painted. So I think this whole thing's painted. So that wouldn't be a problem at all, actually. Just making this out of some flat strap steel. You know, and I can go, I know I can get some different stuff, but I got like a piece over here, which I think, yeah, it's 1 inch. The same as what's on this tape. Just using something like this, you know, I can grind it down and smooth the edges over. And then like this, I'd have to go through and bend it and give it a curve this way, which wouldn't be the end of the world. And, you know, strap it around this side. Shoot, even this thick doesn't look that bad. But, you know, using something like that, and then just paint it, I think that is actually going to work a heck of a lot better than using that fiberglass piece. Yeah, so I think that's down the road at least. I got this done for tonight. But yeah, a little here, a little there. I got some pieces coming in the mail. So my nose cone brackets, I guess you want to call them, or bumper brackets, whatever they are, they go under here. Pull this up. So they go to the Z-bar brackets, or the Z brackets. So they mount to where your bumper mounts here, and they come out, and then that's what the Z brackets mount to, that actually mount to the nose cone here. So looking forward to getting those. And once I get those, I can then add my pieces in here, because the stingers, unfortunately, let's see, these pieces in here, it's flat. They're supposed to be basically a lip coming off, you know, on the inside here, but coming off, and that's where the bolts go into, and that's what holds this in to those Z brackets, and then you got the mounts on top and a couple other things. But so I'm gonna have to fiberglass those in on this. So those are on their way, being shipped. I got them from Show Cars Rob in Canada, so he's the only one I can find with them. But those are on the way, so hopefully I can start actually mocking up this nose cone. That's the idea. I really want to get once I get the front end of this together, that's going to be a huge hurdle for this thing. I need to get the motor in it too. So 440 sitting back there, get that, and I would really like to go for a drive at some point with this thing, even just in primer, and go get some, you know, good video, just driving videos, and go get some pictures and stuff like that. This is going to be just so ridiculous and totally awesome at the same time. So yeah, looking forward for that. But I think that's going to finish this video up, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for some more updates on this. I'm working on it here and there. So of course I've got plenty of other toys to mess with too. General Mayhem. But yeah, we'll see you then. Take it easy.